A very good afternoon to all. I'm Fanny, the COO from Detrack Systems, and today I have with me Pascal, who is the Business Development Manager from PTV Asia Pacific. And together, we will co-present on the topic of how effective planning and tracking will be your secret weapon to slash the cost of your last mile. So if you are managing the last mile operations of your company, I hope what we will be sharing today will be very beneficial to you. So what are the different miles in logistics, and why is the last mile an exceptionally costly one? The first mile is where goods are first transported from its manufacturer to a distribution center or a warehouse, whereas the middle mile usually refers to the distribution of goods from the distribution centers to, say, individual stores. And the last mile of delivery is the final step of the process where the package finally arrives at the buyer's door. According to Business Insider, last mile delivery costs are very substantial, comprising about 53% of the overall cost. And with growing expectations of free shipping, customers are less willing to foot a delivery fee, forcing retailers and logistics partners to shoulder the high cost. The high cost is also attributed to the nature of the last mile, which involves multiple stops with low drop sizes. And with the pressures added on by the pandemic, the increase in last mile delivery demand causes a situation where many logistics service providers actually find themselves unable to scale with cost efficiency. So today's presentation is going to be done in two sections. We are going to start off with Pascal, who will share with us how route optimization can help you to deliver 20% more per route and save more than 13% in fuel costs. And after which, I will share with you how you can further compound that savings with real-time visibility of your last mile, along with a robust electronic proof of delivery solution. Over to you, Pascal.
Thank you, Fanny. Let me share a little bit more about PTV as a company, and then I will move on to PTV route optimization in the context of last mile delivery, and then finally I will share a brief case study. So PTV is a global urban mobility and transportation software logistic provider with over 14 years of experience and serving 2,500 cities globally. We today work with more than 120 partners across the world. At the transportation and logistic level, we serve clients globally. 30 million routes are being planned on a day-to-day basis, translating roughly into 20 million geocoded destinations as well. And at an operational cost level, customers see up to 17% in cost savings. PTV provides a broad suite of solutions. Just to name a few, we have a Map and Market, Map and Guide, Drive and Arrive, Navigator, X-Server, and we have our flagship product, PTV Route Optimization. So let me share a little bit more about PTV route optimization now in the context of last mile delivery. There are three pillars that I would like to share more about. The first one is efficiency, the second one is predictability, and the third one is transparency. Let's get started with efficiency. For clients, they are able to plan better routes thanks to PTV Route Optimizer. Let's say you have more than 100 variables to take into account. It could be your truck type, your truck capacity, your working hours in any particular country where you are operating. It could be your customer has very specific requirements, such as the opening time could be between, let's say, 6 a.m. and 9 a.m., whereby they would allow delivery. Taking into account these variables, among many others, efficiency can be achieved through optimal route planning. It's also done way much faster than our alternative competitors. At a workflow level, employees can see efficiency gain as well. It's very easy to use PTV Route Optimizer. It takes just a few drag and drops, uploading, and one-click optimization. Your employee will get the job done faster, maybe 25 times. At the cost level, we leverage our algo which has been refined over years. This translates into up to 70% in distance covered reduction, or even in time spent across route planning. But in general, translate into massive savings, cost savings for any organization. The next one is about predictability. As an organization, you have multiple constraints, and so does your customers. With PTV route planning, you essentially can work around your constraints. Again, I would like to use the example. If you have more than 100 variables, it's in a blink of an eye, we help you to plan and have a very consistent route. For your customers or for your drivers, this increases the success rate easily and consistently. More than 95% in successful delivery can be recorded. For your customers, they simply will be happier. They know in advance when they can plan their time because the delivery is arriving. Generally, we hope to see 20% jump in your NPS score from your customer side. Most importantly, we should not forget about the drivers, the heroes who deliver on a day-to-day basis parcels throughout the country, throughout the island, anywhere. So drivers, for them, is better clarity over the delivery that they have to accomplish on any given day. It helps them to stay focused on the jobs to be done. Let's look into transparency now, the last pillar that I would like to share more. Transparency, essentially we are looking about visibility over the value chain that enhance your customer service. Visibility how? Well, with PTV Optimizer, you can plan your schedule for the day, for the week, or for the month. You can customize the interface. If you want to see all the 100 variables, so be it. If you want to customize and see your core variables, you can do that too. The value chain, it provides you a bird's eye view on the schedule that your drivers will have to achieve, but also for you as a client at management level, you're able to plan and understand what's going on. Now for your customers, if we pair PTV Optimizer with Detrack, we can provide real-time information over the delivery in progress, either through email or SMS notification. So PTV Route Optimizer, in a nutshell, helps you to plan, schedule, and optimize your delivery route on a day-to-day basis, hassle-free, and saves you tons of time. So let me share now a brief case study. This customer is based in Australia. It basically does grocery deliveries to retailers. So fresh produce being delivered on a day-to-day basis. The client manages 20 vehicles and completes more than 400 deliveries on a day-to-day. So how do they use PTV Optimizer? In a nutshell, they use it to plan the routes, work around their retailers' working hours, opening hours, closing hours. They work around the vehicles that they have. They have 20, so they have to make sure that each of them are fully loaded, fully utilized. And then for the drivers, they need to worry and be concerned about whether the drivers work within the fixed and legal working hours in Australia, but also have enough rest time along the way. So all of this, the client will take into account, input into PTV Route Optimizer, and eventually, one click button, they get the optimization done, and the client is able to play around with the outcome to see what suited them best. Overall, and most importantly, the planner or whoever uses PTV Optimizer at the client side is able to see around 15 to 20% in reduction in work time. So that means they have the free time to do more valuable work and not spend hours and hours doing the route planning only. At an operational level, from a company perspective, because and thanks to the travel distance being reduced through the optimized route planning or the reduction in fuel consumption, there is operational cost savings to be achieved there as well. So roughly, it varies from company to company. This client is hitting 20% in cost savings. So overall, I would like to reiterate that PTV Optimizer helps you to achieve efficiency, helps with the predictability of the route planning, but also provides full transparency over the planning that is being done and as well as delivery. So PTV Route Optimizer, in a nutshell, helps to plan, schedule, and optimize your best route. So I would like to now pass the mic back to Fanny, who will share more about Detrack.
Thank you, Pascal, for the sharing. I'm Fanny, I'm the COO of Detrack Systems. So I'm going to start my presentation with a quick introduction of Detrack. We are the market-leading real-time vehicle tracking and electronic proof of delivery SaaS solution that leverages on lightweight mobile phones available on both the iOS and Android platform. The Detrack solution automates customer communications with real-time updates, providing unrivaled visibility to both you and your customers. Launched globally in 2014, till date, more than 68 million deliveries have been completed using the Detrack platform, with more than 200 million proofs captured, and we currently serve users from over 50 countries. Now, I'm going to jump right into how having an effective tracking and electronic proof of delivery solution can directly cut down your last mile costs. Logistics companies who opted to use Detrack have reported very impressive results. These companies have seen more than 60% increase in their operational efficiency and were able to cut down operational costs in the last mile by more than 50%. What's more important is that these companies have unanimously reported that their revenue have increased by at least 15% to even 100%. With efficient last mile tracking and real-time visibility for customers using Detrack's tap-to-track feature, these logistics companies were able to differentiate their services and win large delivery contracts. So now I'm going to share a bit more about how, using Detrack, you are able to reduce costly failed deliveries. 8% of all domestic first-time deliveries were failed, according to a report shared by Enterprise Times UK. And this actually cost retailers an average of USD 17.20 per order. And this cost is something that neither the logistics partner nor the customers are willing to bear. Contributing factors to result in failed deliveries include inaccurate addresses, late deliveries when the customers are not available, and operational inefficiencies. So, how Detrack tackle these challenges is, first of all, we have our own proprietary highly accurate heuristics algorithm that could reduce incidents of inaccurately mapped addresses, hence resolving the problem of addresses being inaccurately mapped, resulting in the delivery failing. And also, the optimized routes that is sent into Detrack and dispatched to drivers have a realistic ETA, therefore being able to reduce the chances of late deliveries happening due to out-of-time reasons. Finally, Detrack have a suite of 7 different delivery milestones where operators can customize their notifications on to keep customers engaged and informed during the entire delivery process. So next, I'm going to share with you more on how you can deliver more within the same time. First of all, Detrack's Drivers app has absolute ease of use with intuitive functions enabling drivers to deliver faster. We have one-touch call and text function with the ETA automatically calculated so that the driver could communicate with the customers on the delivery time or having to call the customer to receive the delivery. And on top of that, there is also a one-touch turn-by-turn navigation maps where the drivers could easily use to find their way to the destination. And the app also requires very minimum action by drivers as most of the proofs and also tracking is done in the background. On the customer end, with real-time notifications and tracking available to them, customers are having a high level of preparedness to receive the delivery, hence enabling and facilitating drivers to be able to complete the entire last mile delivery when passing the parcel to the customer's hands at a much faster speed. Next, I'm going to talk to you about how you can save big on customer service resources and reduce call center volume. Automated customers engagement comes with timely notifications to the customers will help them to be able to know exactly when their deliveries are coming so that they do not have to take to calling your call center or having to put up notices on your Facebook to ask you when the delivery is going to make the way to them. So let your customers do the tracking and then let your customer service officers have access to what is happening in the last mile. So on the Detrack console, the customer service who may have their own admin login will be able to get access to all the delivery information and also deliveries that have been completed. This console will give them real-time updates of the delivery progress of your drivers, and then they will be able to know whether this delivery is ongoing, has it been completed, or is your driver currently heading to. And on top of that, they will be able to draw on historical proof of deliveries where they can get access to vital information like who actually received the delivery at exactly what time the delivery was completed, and also other proof of deliveries like the geotag, the timestamp, the signature, and even barcodes of the exact item that's being delivered. So with all this trove of information at their fingertips, your operation team will be able to anticipate issues and complaints way before it actually manifests. So, Pascal has shared earlier about how the PTV Route Optimizer can bring down your costs during the planning stage. Now, with the combination of the PTV Route Optimizer and Detrack's vehicle tracking and EPOD solution, you will be able to bring your last mile operation efficiency to the next level. So how do you get the best of both worlds? A key ingredient to cutting down costs in the last mile is the access to real-time information of the last mile process that happens daily. And that is to know exactly what happens when your drivers leave the warehouses when it is actually happening. With the realistic ETAs per delivery derived by route optimization, this data, when fed into Detrack, bring forth a real-time report that we call the racehorse report. So some of you may be wondering why the name racehorse. The naming of the report as the racehorse report is reflective of how this real-time report will let you monitor and track at the convenience of your Detrack admin console the live status of each delivery and how each driver is performing, just like how you are watching the jockeys complete the race. So now let us have a look at the racehorse report in action. So please note that this is a simulation to show how these drivers are actually completing the runs in a very fast-forwarded manner. Okay, so as you can see from this report, the drivers are neatly laid down with each of their lanes, and on top you will see the run or the naming of each delivery, and which has the tag of the ETA behind it. As you can see, the drivers are all hot on each other's trails and starting their jobs runs already. The squares that have turned green means that this delivery has been completed and completed on time. Whereas you see the red squares over there, these red squares actually indicates that this delivery is a failed one. And what about the orange squares? The orange squares are the most important because they indicate that these drivers are actually running late. So as you can see, some of these drivers are having the orange squares trailing side by side, which means they are already running late for a few deliveries. So having this information at the hands of your operation team will give them the knowledge of what is really happening on the ground to your drivers. So for example, if they see that a driver is actually trailing behind, having a whole string of deliveries that are running late, they may be able to make the call of connecting with the customer to let them know that your delivery has been delayed. So this will also prevent failed deliveries where the customer is no longer at home waiting for the delivery to come. And at the same time, should the driver be having skip sequence or having long periods of inactivity, the operations team will also be able to do timely checks with the drivers to find out what the issue could be. So, the insights that you can yield from this report will help you to make informed decisions that will better your last mile operations. So now I would like to share a case study of a customer who went on a pilot with us for the Racehorse report. They are a company based in New Zealand that does home deliveries of groceries and perishables with a full fleet of about 600 vehicles running across the whole of New Zealand. They were able to make use of this Racehorse report to get an accurate overview of the effectiveness of the planned routes and at the same time measure their drivers' performance. They also encourage their drivers to complete their deliveries on time according to the ETA by giving a bonus should they be able to achieve a rather high target of on-time successful deliveries being made. And they reported that with these insights from the Racehorse report, they were able to bring up their successful delivery rates from 89% to 98%. And this shows that the knowledge of having real-time visibility will enable operational costs to be reduced, and drivers can deliver more effectively at a faster rate, whereas at the same time, customers' expectations of having fast, on-time, and successful deliveries is being met without any additional cost being incurred. So with the immense potential and demand of the last mile delivery because of the COVID-19 situation, companies can reap the benefits of being able to scale their delivery operations and enjoy a much better margins with the help of effective planning and tracking. Thank you.
We've reached the end of this presentation. Thank you for your time and attention.
If you have any questions that you would like to ask us or chat with any of our team, please drop by our virtual booth by searching for Detrack Systems. Have a nice day. Thank you and bye.